What if I told you that some of the smoothest voices in R&B, the ones that once topped the charts and sold out arenas, eventually found themselves with nowhere to go? Fame, fortune, and platinum records weren't enough to shield them from the harsh realities of life. Whether it was bad deals, addiction, or personal downfall, these stars went from mansions to sleeping in cars or on the street. Here are the R&B legends who shockingly ended up homeless. David Ruffin. David Ruffin is best known as the iconic lead singer of The Temptations, one of Motown's most legendary groups. His distinctive, gritty voice defined hits like "My Girl," "Ain't Too Proud to Beg," and "I Wish It Would Rain," making him a central figure in 1960s soul music. Despite his immense talent and early success, Ruffin's life was marred by personal struggles. Throughout his career, he battled severe drug addiction, which began to take a toll in the late 1960s and early 1970s. His addiction caused tensions within the Temptations, leading to his eventual firing from the group in 1968. After leaving the group, Ruffin pursued a solo career with some success, but his substance abuse worsened. Reports indicate that during the 1970s and 1980s, Ruffin experienced periods of homelessness and financial instability. At times, he was unable to maintain steady housing and was known to live transiently, struggling to find stability amid his addiction and career difficulties. Despite these hardships, Ruffin continued to perform sporadically until his death in 1991. Sly Stone. Sly Stone, the mastermind behind Sly and the Family Stone, revolutionized funk and psychedelic soul with groundbreaking hits like "Dance to the Music" and "Everyday People." His innovative fusion of genres and socially conscious lyrics made him a towering figure in late 1960s and early 1970s music. However, behind the scenes, Stone's life took a downward spiral. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, he faced severe financial difficulties, compounded by ongoing legal troubles and battles with drug addiction. By the late 1990s, Sly Stone had become largely reclusive and disconnected from the music industry. It was widely reported that he ended up living in a van in Los Angeles, homeless and isolated. This period of homelessness lasted for several years, during which Stone was largely out of the public eye. His van became his shelter as he struggled with health issues and the consequences of years of substance abuse. Despite occasional attempts at musical comebacks, Stone's homelessness was a stark contrast to the vibrant, influential figure he once was. Bobby Womack. Bobby Womack's career spanned decades, marked by his soulful voice and songwriting prowess that produced classics like "Across 110th Street" and "If You Think You're Lonely Now." He was a key figure in R&B and soul from the 1960s through the 1980s, collaborating with legends and influencing generations. Yet, Womack's personal life was riddled with hardship. He struggled with drug addiction, which severely impacted his finances and relationships. At one point, Womack openly admitted to experiencing homelessness, a consequence of his addiction and poor money management. Despite his success and recognition, including multiple Grammy nominations, Womack found himself without stable housing. His homelessness was not widely publicized, but was a reality during the low points of his life, reflecting the harsh toll addiction can take even on established stars. Over time, Womack managed to regain some stability and continued to record and perform until his death in 2014. But his years of homelessness remain a lesser-known chapter of his complex life. Cuba Gooding Sr. Cuba Gooding Sr., the lead singer of The Main Ingredient, is remembered for soulful hits like "Everybody Plays the Fool" and "Just Don't Want to Be Lonely." The group enjoyed significant success in the 1970s, blending smooth vocals with rich instrumentation. However, Gooding's later years were marked by instability and hardship. Though not widely reported, he faced several periods of financial difficulty and personal struggle that led to housing insecurity. Gooding's challenges were compounded by health issues and the pressures of maintaining a music career over decades. While he did not publicly detail long stretches of homelessness, insiders and close sources acknowledged that he experienced times of instability and hardship, living without a permanent home during his later life. His story adds to the narrative of R&B artists who, despite early success, encountered severe difficulties in their personal lives. Chico DeBarge. Chico DeBarge, a member of the famous DeBarge family, carved out his own niche in R&B with hits like Talk to Me and Iggin' Me. His smooth vocals and songwriting earned him recognition in the late 1980s and 1990s. However, his career was interrupted by struggles with addiction and legal troubles. Chico's battles with substance abuse led to multiple arrests and prison time, which affected his ability to maintain a stable lifestyle. During these turbulent years, he reportedly experienced homelessness, living without a permanent residence and facing the harsh realities of life on the streets. His homelessness was intertwined with his addiction and legal issues, making recovery and career continuity difficult. Despite these setbacks, Chico eventually worked toward sobriety and made several comebacks in music. His experience underscores the vulnerability of artists to addiction and its impact on personal stability. Billy Preston. Billy Preston was a keyboard prodigy whose extraordinary talent earned him a place alongside music legends like the Beatles, with whom he played on iconic tracks such as Get Back, as well as collaborations with the Rolling Stones, Ray Charles, and many others. Known as the Fifth Beatle for his integral contributions, Preston's musicianship helped shape the sound of 1960s and 1970s rock, soul, and R&B. Despite his professional acclaim, Preston's personal life was fraught with challenges. He struggled with drug addiction for many years, which severely impacted his finances and personal relationships. In the later stages of his life, Preston found himself broke and without a permanent home, reportedly couch surfing and living in unstable conditions. His addiction issues, combined with poor financial management, led to this decline despite his earlier success and influence. Preston's story is a reminder of the precarious nature of fame in the music industry, where even those with extraordinary gifts can face profound hardship. He passed away in 2006, leaving behind a legacy of musical brilliance, shadowed by personal struggles. Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill rose to fame in the 1990s as the lead vocalist and rapper of the Fugees, and later as a solo artist with her landmark album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Her unique blend of soul, hip-hop, and reggae earned her critical acclaim and multiple Grammy Awards. However, Hill's career has been marked by long periods of absence from the public eye and financial turmoil. After years away from music, she faced serious financial instability, including eviction from her home. Hill's troubles were largely due to significant IRS tax issues, with reports indicating she owed hundreds of thousands in back taxes. This financial strain led to eviction notices and a precarious living situation, though she was not fully homeless. Hill has spoken candidly about these difficulties, reflecting on the challenges of managing fame and finances. Despite these setbacks, she has continued to perform sporadically and remains a revered figure in music. Terrell Carter. Terrell Carter's journey in the entertainment world has been marked by both talent and hardship. Known for his roles in Tyler Perry productions and as an R&B singer, Carter has openly discussed the struggles he faced while trying to break into the industry. Before landing major roles, Carter experienced periods of homelessness, living without a stable place to call home. At one point, Carter was known to frequent libraries and public spaces, sometimes sleeping wherever he could find shelter. His situation was so dire that he was recognized in the community as someone struggling with homelessness. Despite these challenges, Carter persevered, eventually finding success as an actor, singer, and later as an advocate for affordable housing and community development. Carter's story is one of resilience. After overcoming homelessness, he dedicated himself to helping others, working in academia, serving as a pastor, and leading organizations focused on economic diversity and affordable housing. Michelle's distinctive voice and hit singles like No More Lies made her a standout figure in late 80s and early 90s R&B. Yet her career was marred by tumultuous relationships and industry struggles. Michelle has spoken openly about surviving domestic abuse, which left her emotionally and financially vulnerable. After escaping abusive situations, she often found herself with nowhere to go, at times nearly homeless. The instability of the music industry, coupled with personal trauma, meant Michelle sometimes relied on friends or temporary accommodations to get by. Her story is emblematic of the broader challenges faced by women fleeing domestic violence, where the lack of resources and support can lead to housing insecurity and homelessness. Michelle has used her experiences to advocate for survivors, highlighting the intersection of abuse and homelessness in her public appearances and interviews. Alexander O'Neal. Alexander O'Neal's powerful voice helped define the sound of 80s R&B, with hits like Fake, Criticized, and If You Were Here Tonight. His collaborations with producers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis brought him international fame, especially in the UK. However, O'Neal's journey was far from smooth. He grew up in poverty in the ghetto of Chicago, working factory jobs before seeking a better life in Minneapolis. Even after achieving musical success, O'Neal faced significant financial hardship. He has spoken about periods in his youth when he struggled to find stable housing, sometimes relying on the kindness of relatives or friends. The volatility of the music industry, coupled with personal and professional setbacks, meant that O'Neal's financial situation remained precarious at times. Though he never completely disappeared from the public eye, O'Neal's later years were marked by efforts to maintain his career amid ongoing challenges. Fame can be fleeting, and even the biggest stars can fall hard when the spotlight fades. These R&B legends had the world at their feet and then lost it all. But whether they found their way back or remained in the struggle, their stories are a powerful reminder that no one is immune to life's darkest turns. Which one shocked you the most? Did you know these stars had faced homelessness? Let us know in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe for more untold music stories, and ring the bell so you never miss a beat. Thanks for watching.